That the Afrobeats we are listening today is not similar to what Fela was playing at all. Fela is a great man, don't get me wrong. You know, Fela as a Nigerian, we will always bow down for him any day. Fela's music is different, it's difficult for a non-Nigerian to listen to. The kind of recognition Fela had, it's nothing compared to what these young people have now. Because it's music that our fathers listened to, not really us. African music, acceptable by the rest of the world, whether they like it or not. Tell me who can sing like Adele in Nigeria. Portable is a sound machine on its own.
Yeah.
So whatever, how big, no matter how big you are, there is still room for you to be bigger. We should not stop where we are supposed to be starting. If you want to give credit, and I heavy credit to people, the beat makers in Nigeria, bloody hell, because they come up with some kind of beats. You wonder, how did somebody manage something like this?
Afrobeats lives here with DJ Who Be Dat.
Again, I think back to the guy who inspires me back in the day, Lagbaja, somebody who had a place where it was like a community, people came there, you know. He didn't only use that channel to spread his new music, you know. It was more of a way to entertain.
Lagbaja was not just a musician, he was a businessman as well. So beyond producing his music, he also had a place.
Yeah.
Every week. Was it every week or every once a month at the time?
Yeah, I think
It was once a month at the time, you know. And everybody would fall in. Everybody would fall in. Do you get it? Fela started that.
the shrine.
Fela didn't even start it. All your Ebenezer, King Sonny Ade had Aria, wasn't in fact a year or somewhere around there. So it wasn't new. So beyond doing their they had a place where they would, and King Sonny Ade was doing his thing, Obe was doing his thing. Fela was doing his thing at Shrine. Femi is doing it today now at the African Shrine.
Yeah.
And you catch Seun there as well.
Seun has his own shrine.
Do you get it, They were not just recording artists, they were performing artists. Do you get it? They took it to a whole new level. Afrobeats is pop music. Do you get it?
Did you say that?
It is pop music. It's
a combination.
I define Afrobeats as African pop music or pop music of African extraction. That's it's pop music. You get it? And a lot of the entrants start with doing something in their studio. How many of them actually can perform on stage? That's another conversation to have.
But I think, to be fair, there are good recording artists, there are good performing artists. They're two separate things.
I'm only using that in reference to Lagbaja that you mentioned right now.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So what the Lagbajas of this world were doing was totally different. Lagbaja did not even need to release an album. The fact that people could gather and listen to good music, watch some of his guests perform, people come, eat, drink, back to all the elements of the culture, and go out on a night. Do you get it? And all the indigenous acts do that as well. Pick all your juju artists or your Fuji artists, They are out there performing. They are performing artists through and through. So today now, you hear conversations like Africans are now saying, that guy just came and performed his CD. Now we are becoming finicky about certain things. We just don't want you to come and play your CD. We want to actually see you perform. And I think Burna Boy has set a standard right there. Burna Boy is an unbelievable performing act on stage.
Worldwide, not just...
No, he's in my top 5 global.
Yeah, global, right now.
He goes on stage and he stands out on that. So as the genre develops now, we ask it of new, we give it challenges, So I saw Fireboy performing at an award, and I was impressed. He performed live. So if you look at the diary of any act, there are shows you go, you have to perform live. There are shows you go, you can do it backup, do some kind of perform. But what you should never do is perform on your CD. No. But you can record backing tracks. You can record backing tracks and line it up and leave that space for you to be able to. There are many ways around this thing.
Right.
To get it.
Right.
So those are the questions now that have been asked of the genre and the demands that have now been put on the acts. People want a bit more. Don't just come on stage and just plop in the CD and just go on. No, look at Burna Boy. Burna Boy comes on stage, and Burna Boy he can perform alone on a massive stage, but at one point in the night, he comes in with these gong players, full band, and you see something that's different from what you hear on the album.
Yes.
Look at that transition he does between he has this thing that between kilometer and killing them.
It's massive.
It kills till as I'm talking about it right now. And these guys come all this Lagos boys band and they killing them on stage. It kills me today.
He did a Jimi Hendrix move.
He's
a rock star. He really has that.
That is what people are paying for.
Yeah, he's an entertainer.
That is what people don't come and give me what I've heard. And for you to compete at that highest level, you need to be able to do that. So even if I decide that you're doing a UK tour and you're doing 5 shows and I want to come to everyone, but see variances, in your performance.
Along those lines of what you're saying, right? When you remember what Burna is doing now, there was once upon a time, I think Dbanj was the entertainer of our time. At a certain period.
Also, that's another UK story right there. And I need to tell that story slightly a bit before then, because there's JJC.
And the 419 squad.
Yeah, so JJC is a UK don. I had a band called the Big Brothers that was signed to Sony Music. Big band, UK band, charting in the UK and everything. And then at some point he broke out and then started JJC and the 419 squad. So there was JJC and the 419 squad, but he had a larger family. And in that larger family, you had the likes of Shady Blue, you had the likes of Dbanj. At the time, Don Jazzy was with a band, indigenous UK band called Solek Crew. And he was producing for that group and performing as well. So sometime in 2003, Don Jazzy left Solek and joined JJC. And he became an in-house producer for JJC. But more importantly, they had a group between themselves, an outfit called Backbone Music, which was just JJC and Don Jazzy. Cass, Femile.
Yeah.
You know Cass, Femile.
I know the song.
Cass, please. UK guy.
Okay.
Yes.
You guys had a beat.
Talon Soro, Emilon Soro, Omololo, Cass, UK guy.
I didn't know that.
So he was living in the UK, but he was in the entertainment circle. It was Cass that introduced Don Jazzy to JJC.
Okay.
So, but Dbanj was already with JJC. So when he went to JJC, him and Dbanj formed their own arrangement. 2004, we were having the 2004 August. I just want to be sure about the dates. Yeah, 2004 August, we have the Notting Hill Carnival.
Yeah.
Every year, JJC and 419 squad and the whole group was part of that. Dbanj performed, they all come to the Nigerian corner to do their thing. October 1 Independence Show, we have an annual event we call the Intro Independence Jam. And JJC will come and perform. So normally he will come with the whole squad and they had a performance routine. They would just say, he would ask you, Egbon, how many minutes do I have? So I can say, okay, 30 minutes. And they produce a performance mix for 30 minutes. And everybody in the band will perform to that. So we're waiting, but they had a manager then called Ilka Shulkaman. So I was asking Ilka, everybody has subpoenaed their tape now. Where is this? He said, I'll send this one. 2 days to show. Ilka, what is happening? Ilka says, we have a little problem. That the thing is, JJC had offered new contracts to everybody in the group. So he said, I've been doing this thing, carrying everybody along. Now is the time for you. If you really want to stay with me, you have to commit and sign a contract. So JJC, Dbanj did not sign the contract. Don Jazzy did not sign the contract. Queen Onokala did not sign the contract. Those three. So ultimately they recorded their 25-minute tape, but they did not include sessions for those three I mentioned on it. So come the main show on the day, they send the tape. Naturally, I just assumed that everybody will come on stage anyway, but they now said that no. So Don Jazzy, I've known Don Jazzy longer than everybody on the student. I said, Edmo, we are not performing with you. I said, And I says, me, I can't perform, so I can't go on stage at the time, you know. So, but Dbanj wants to perform. I'm like, ah. So now I have to create space because we have already filled and signed everybody in. So now we have to create space for Queen and Dbanj. But then there are people, no wahala. So I said, Dbanj, one song. One song. There is no space. One song. Do your one song, and that's it. Queen, do one song. So Dbanj came, and the plan was for him to do just the one song. But Dbanj performed his song. And for the first time in my life, I saw the greatest Nigerian entertainer on stage. A song that nobody knew. And the whole hall. So when he finished the one song, he looked at me like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Come on, Lobe.
Yeah.
So he did 3 songs. And then he did one together with Queen.
Okay.
And then he came on my show like the following Wednesday. He had the same show I was talking about, you know. And he always said that day was his date of birth. And I still think Dbanj is one of the greatest entertainers in Africa.
Yeah. It's good.
He is spontaneous. He's unscripted. It's in the blood.
Yep.
So he is on a whole new level.
Yep.
And Burna Boy is a follow-up
Yes.
on that.
Agreed.
You know, and I still watched one of his shows he did recently in London, and it's like, it's there. You know, you can wake Dbanj up and just give him a mic. And he'll go on stage, no music, and
To vibe.
yeah, you either have it or you don't. He's got it. You know. So shout out to Dbanj, and every time I see him on stage, I'm always happy to see him because we know we play a certain role in where he is where he is today. So yeah, certainly Dbanj, yeah, in answering your question, yeah.
For those of you who were not present at the big Nigerian Independence Jam, I have never seen a performance like that.
Thank you, sir.
Dbanj, when you wanted to start that show and you introduced yourself, one guy said, "Who are
Who
you?"
you be? I said, who you
What
be?
did you tell him?
I'm Dbanj. If you don't know, wait and see.
And when you finished the first show,
I said, now you know Dbanj.
that was a fantastic show.
Thank you very much.
So DJs have any influence in the way music is played, like Afrobeats especially? How that genre is produced, one, and then to the larger population, you know, so concerts have a way of getting these things into people's minds. Radios and all of that. How would you say the DJ plays?
From what I can recall, and in all fairness, Nigerian African DJs, they laid a lot of groundwork in promoting, in quote, Afrobeats. Yeah, they did a lot of groundwork. Some of them, you know, took initiative of going further by promoting them. You know, I did mention what I did, you know, on a large, well, not exactly because I was a contracted promoter, but at some point, yeah, there were some Nigerians who apparently weren't DJs, but probably with good business mind, and yes, with, you know, a view of wanting to promote African music, started, you know, investing heavily. Cocoa Bar actually started that. Yeah, Cocoa Bar was pretty much like, yeah, going out on a real large scale, followed by Smith, you know, and then from nowhere came Live Nation, which is not a Nigerian entity, is not a Nigerian individual like the Cocoa Bar and everything, but they sort of like worked together because Smith, Cocoa Bar had, you know, a massive network strength, you know. Yeah, they had a massive network, so they kind of worked together. So they took out that initiative. But I think the way it's looking now is it's like Live Nation, you know, and perhaps in conjunction with Smith are the biggest promoter of Afrobeat.
In the UK,
No, not just in the UK, perhaps because they have they now do shows in Ghana. They have a regular summer thing that goes on in Spain, somewhere like that, you know. So yeah, they are the big thing. Sadly to say, I don't know. I doubt if back home we do have any corresponding or similar structure like that
for promoting.
Yeah, of promoting. When you talk about the real sense of promoting, because believe you me, artists are actually looking out of Nigeria to become any form of success. That means any form of success, creating awareness to be part of that global market. Do you get me? We don't look. Come on, man. Let's face it. You're Nigerian and Nigerian. We don't have even a venue, a dedicated concert venue that can capacitate 5,000. I'm not talking of Ikoyi Hotel that they convert and they start, that they, it's like Saturday, it will be a 70th birthday and then tomorrow Whiskey will come and play. No, I'm talking like proper concert venue. Do you understand me? With the right logistics in place. Something like we don't have. And that's the starting point. So it's like really Nigerian artists back home, there's no platform for him to even be promoted. Do you get me? And we all know that long before now, all the concerts that we had have always been headline sponsored by corporate brands. Do you understand me? With a high likelihood of them dictating what is supposed to be. But we ain't gonna go there now. So to me, I don't know. Yes, Nigerian DJs are playing the music right now. I play Afrobeat right now. I really wish, I regret in many ways, because I would want to do more. I would, as a Nigerian, do you understand me? Yes, I would love to be like Live Nation too, or even, but nothing like that is happening. Nothing like that. Right now, it's Live Nation, like I said again, in conjunction with, what's his name? Smith, that are doing the work. In fact, I even know, what's it called? Inyanya. Do you understand me? The opportunity Inyanya had here about a couple of months ago in Camden. Do you understand me? He ain't going to get it in Nigeria. And neither is he going to get it from a direct Nigerian promoter. So, like I said, I don't know what we're controlling, and I personally constantly remind myself almost on a daily basis, to understand me, that I don't think me or any group have a stake in that global, global recognition of Afrobeat as it is now.
We do have a stake. You play the music, you interface.
That's not a stake, man.
I know what you're saying.
That's daily bread.
Yeah.
150, 250. Ain't no stake.
That's, you minimize it, but you see the.
No, it's not minimized. That's not a stake.
No, yeah. A small
Davido
stake.
Davido does not even know me.
But this is the point. This is the reason why we're doing.
You want to promote me?
No. The reason why, not just that. Of course, I would love to promote you. I can, but the point is, we need to celebrate people like you, who had a hand in basically bringing this genre to the population here. Right? What's the next thing? How can we, I guess, be a part of the next frontier of what's coming up from Africa?
Putting down money is now big time investment.
You talked about, right?
There's nothing. There's no other thing about it. Do you understand me? It's like Kiss Daniel wants to perform in America, where you are, or whatever. He's asking for $25,000. In fact, no, $100,000. Pay him the money. Provide the venue. You are in control. That's it. Nothing else. The moment you start thinking that 25 on Imbola, that's it. Because that's what live music is doing. Live Nation, they're paying good money.
That's right.
They are paying good money. That's the reality. We need, and then yes, invest in structures. Right. Own, like let's have our own. Like I said, it would be nice at least if we can have one dedicated concert venue of 5,000. When I say dedicated, you understand, I'm talking of real dedicated. It's like that's what it does. So it has all these, it's like, an artist can come and as usual, it's like when the artist is about to appear on stage, he comes from upstairs with fireworks, like the whole works. Yeah. we will start having control. But right now we don't. I'm sorry. We don't. From my own knowledge, experience, everything, we don't. We don't. And artists will constantly, continually seek international validation. Period. We don't even have a reputable award system.
I think that's natural to seek international
Sorry?
validation. I think it's natural to seek international validation.
No, it's not.
Don't think so?
Yes, it's not. Let them come and look. Look, people, Fela's global recognition came by the fact that he was doing his own thing, doing what he believed in. Do you understand me? And on the local level, he became something. And people were looking from that outside. And they saw it.
So
they came sorting after him.
Gotcha.
He doesn't go sorting after people. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's not. It doesn't go. Even though, thank God, now the world digitally has become a global village. But we still need to look. It's South Africa. South Africa doesn't. I don't know how to say. It's like South Africa. They've got their own thing. I know what I'm saying. They've got their own thing. They've got their own groove going on. They believe in themselves. They believe in their own validation. Perhaps first, it has to come first. I've just told you now that, look, even me, I'm a journalist. Do you understand me? If I'm writing on an international, from an international perspective with an international global kind of focus, do you understand me? I will qualify Burna Boy to be of Nigerian origin. I can't call him a Nigerian. Do you understand me? Jay-Z would call himself an American. Usher would call himself an American. Do you understand me? Because the everything about them is Americanized and internationalized. But Burna Boy is internationalized, is not Nigerianized. So we don't have, do you get me? It's like they're taking, there's that's what we call soft power. Do you understand me? It's supposed to be, Afrobeat is supposed to be a Nigerian soft power. Do you understand me? But this thing only comes on perception. It only is like you knowing Burna Boy, of Nigerian origin, or perhaps even knowing that he started that music career behind what's that guy's name called? You'll be surprised where Burna Boy was. Hey, what's this guy's name? Frank. Is it no, oh God, Skank. Did Julie? You wanna know me, man? And Julia things. Burna Boy was sitting down there. Go and look at Eye of Shonaya's video. It's there. That was where it started from. But now you can't even go that far. Do you understand me? It's even best for you. Anybody will write that he grew up in London, and just cut out all that. You understand me? So what I'm trying to say, what I would love, what I would want to advocate for, what I want to promote, what I would, is like, know that these people are not just, they're actively Nigerians. Period. Do you understand me? So he brings it. Reggae music, the so-called reggae music. The very moment Bob Marley started becoming an international star, we started knowing about Jamaica. We started knowing about Kingston. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so many other, and then even there, what's it called? Gregory Isaacs. All these people, they come simply because they are always home based. Do you understand me? People were, so, it's like the focus went into Jamaica to start looking for them. But that's not happening. And that's why Afrobeat, the backstory, has done a good job. And, I'm sure you're going to do equally a good job as well.
Thank you so much.
What I'm saying is that we need to ease off this external or international foreign kind of validation. We need to start believing in our own award system, in our own version, because that's what matters. Look at Fuji music. Is Fuji music international? Do you understand me? And yet, you know who Wasiu is on ground. You know who Said Oshupa is on ground. Do you understand me? To a certain extent, even King Sonia, they obey all of them. You get what I'm saying? These are like serious icons. The real question is that I don't want to go there, man. It's just, you know.
Look, DJing is not just playing music. It's a lot of things people don't know. It's psychological, it's mental, you have to be on your toes.